Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to our final weekend of our Val-des-Bois Expedition series. We are not going to be staying at this lodge for very long. I'm just kind of doing a trick that I've known about for a long time, but never actually really utilized all that much. And it's if you have camping supplies and a tent set up, or not even a tent, and you want to like hunt immediately without a dead zone around where you're going to start. When you load up on a map, basically start at a lodge or the other lodge, and then between lodges you can fast travel once for free. But if you want to go to your tent, you have to have camping supplies on you. So that's what we're going to do, is to make sure this area isn't like dead zoned or whatever to start this weekend off. We're starting here at the complete opposite end, and we're just going to do that and that. Although it is a bit expensive because that was 4 camping supplies to use up. But we'll put those away now, and I think we should be set for the... Actually, you know what? What I'm going to do is switch that out to move that up with that. Yeah, we'll do that just so that way, now that... Oh, lordy. What the heck happened to my tent? I don't think that's how physics are supposed to work, but I guess we made it work somehow. Okay, so we are going to be working at just focusing on the Alpine Ibex and the Ptarmigan, with being the last weekend for this map. And then we only have one expedition series left to do for the Hunter Classic, and that'll be Hemmeldal. That one I'm probably going to stick to just like a 10-episode thing, because a lot... Actually, I think the vast majority of the animals we've seen in other maps. The brown bears we've seen here, moose we've seen before. Actually, yeah, there are moose. The only exclusive animals, I think, are the reindeer and the lynx. Those are the only 2 animals we haven't seen on Hemmeldal compared to any other map, so... Yeah, that one probably just be 10-episode series, and then I'm going to do, I think, maybe a couple... 1 or 2 weekends after it. Like, I do have another idea for a series I'm going to start on, but I'm going to want to give it a little bit of time before I go to it. There's been a recent release on Steam called The Way of the Hunter. It sounds like it went out and released in like a bit of a rough state, and it's not quite what it should be yet, going off of like reviews left on the Steam page for it. So my thinking is, since we'll have an expedition series to go through first, and then we'll have like the little Magpie Goose follow-up to end off the Hunter Classic, that might be enough time to let the Way of the Hunter do whatever the development team might do to like patch or fix or what have you. And then we'll check that out, sort of like how I've checked out Hunting Simulator 2. Take a little bit of a spin in it, see what it's like and how it feels to play there. So I do have things set up for quite a, well, at least planned out for quite a while come Saturdays and Sundays. I still really do enjoy having like a hunting series on the weekends, just because it is nice to have something a little bit more calm, long feeling, etc. A wind down from a lot of the rest of what I do on the channel. I still am trying to think of whether I should keep the SurvivalVis brand or change it up to something else, because when I first started the channel, I had quite a few survival series I went through. Subnautica, Don't Starve I tried. I did try a little bit in the forest, but the problem with that game I find is that it's so dark in the caves, it can be a bit hard to... You basically have to like set up priorities. The first episode is to go and find a light source of some kind so you can actually like see and show off stuff in video. The forest, what else was there? The Long Dark. There's been Northern Lights, there's been Death Road to Canada. I feel like I've done a fair few survival games that I kind of had earned the SurvivalVis, and I kind of like the play on words with SurvivalVis, etc. But now that I've shifted quite a bit to... Oh, there's some movement there. Oh, come on. What is going on with that? Oh, it looks like just a few females, though, so it's not really anything scared off that looked too impressive. But it's good to see that we do have life up in these reaches with us doing the, like, switchover. And it is well close within, like, the dead zone of travel, so... Very helpful tip that I've gotten from, I think, a few members of the viewer community I got. They've definitely provided a lot of helpful tips and tricks, and they're going to hopefully pay off quite a bit with this episode as we basically just... Okay, what is going on with the right-clicking here? I don't think it's the mouse itself. I think it's actually something about the game that has problems with it. It's like... Or maybe not. I'll try to keep watch and see with it more. Yeah, well, we're up here. So far, it's just been a couple of those female ibex. I don't really have a reason to go after them too much. They are going even higher up, though. I don't know if there's actually anything further up there or not, but I don't think I have a way to access way up there. That, I think, is one of the issues that comes in when you do, like, high altitude map like this, is you have to try to make everywhere accessible to the player. And if you can't, you almost maybe need, like, an auto-harvest or something, where, like, if the animal does go down out of bounds, it can still be, like, obtained in some way. Yeah, we've got quite a few tracks here. I guess maybe they're not all from just the... Actually, I'll wait and see. I'm pretty sure that one might be a small scoring male. I don't know where the female that was with it went. Actually, maybe we're not even close enough to be able to spot it. We might not be able to spot, but I could... Maybe I will try taking it with a shot. Okay, that's odd behavior. I don't know if it's... Oh, and I actually got our shooting level up. Yeah, that was a little bit weird behavior. I wonder if there's almost like a programming... Where it's like, okay, the animal is going to die out of bounds, so it automatically tries to get inbounds and then drops. But let's go over and see. That was probably a lung shot. But we did get our rifle level up to 6, so that should further help steady us as we're up here trying for these longer shots. And being up in these really high up areas, we're not really going to be able to call or scent or anything like that. There's going to be a lot of having to just like glass distances and try to see what we can spot from afar. We do have the higher ground in the area, because I think everywhere kind of slopes down from here. I can't imagine... Yeah, there's no way I can see us getting further up, so... And... God, we're so up high up, you can actually see, like, the clouds at the same level as you for here. I don't really know if there's been any hunting games that have kind of had you, like, up and at cloud level you could hunt at. Like, it's different that we don't actually, like, have a clouds to pass through this area here so we can't see it all, but... Like, just looking out and instead of, like, looking up to blue sky and seeing that's a pretty different feeling. Let's see. Yeah, it's just right there. And let's just see how the first animal scores for this weekend. Oh yeah, we have a lot of visibility down there. There you are. Might have been just a female, though. Or a small male, let's see. This was a female, okay. Actually, not too bad for a female animal at 18. Like, usually when it comes to the females, when it's anything like whitetail, mule deer, your more typical deer females, I don't think you get any GM for taking them down, so just getting even a little bit like that can at least kind of warrant, okay, it is worth the ammo that you kind of put in to take it down. And now I gotta think of where I want to go looking for more. Actually, let me take a look at the map. Okay, so that's probably this area right here. So we could go down to that. It's a lot different being up here trying to work down than the opposite. Although I do... Oh. Okay, no, that's just a female on its way. That's probably the one we'd seen earlier. Yeah, I gotta be careful. Do I still have one first aid kit? I do have one more, so if I am stupid and I do slide down a cliff or something, I have a means of getting back up. Okay, just wanted to make sure of that. Yeah, she's still just going to keep going over that way. I don't see any movement right now. I think I will try working down to that way more. Although, truthfully, gotta try to see how it wants to, like... I don't know, that is a steady slope there, too. Just trying to think of it in relation to, like, where this sort of, like, cliff is there. It might be beyond that tree line there. Okay, you know what? I think I'm... Oh, no, get up. Get. There we go. Yeah, I've got to be a little careful about how I want to proceed downhill, too. I'm going to try going over... I don't know if I need to go that far. I think I should be able to actually just go here. As long as I'm moving slow, I think I'll be okay getting down. Although, do I want to risk it still? You know, see, that still looks kind of high. And it's once you start sliding, you don't really have a hope of stopping either. So I think we will go all the way to the area where it looks like it's more natural to be able to trek down. Yeah, just gotta mind our footing with all the small rocks and everything here. See where we are with the slopes like this, too. Okay. Okay, come on. Up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, that should be safe. Yeah, and then we'll get to this area, and this is much more gradual to get down with. Is there anything super high up the mountain at all? It doesn't really look it. I mean, sometimes you can see the ibex literally on the cliffs, or on the sheer slope sides of the mountains, so if we do keep glassing out, we might actually spot them in some really, really almost absurd looking, but it's not impossible reality-wise. I think as long as it's like as long as it's not a sheer 90-degree angle, I think the way, like, the hooves of the ibex in that have evolved, they could potentially scale the, like, the sheer rock walls. It is ridiculous to see the... if you've ever seen, like, footage of them as they are. Because they basically stand literally on the side of cliffs. If you think of Skyrim's horses and how they, like, were defying the odds of being on mountainsides, the ibex are literal, real-life versions of that. Okay, we'll get to that peak and take a little bit of a look around, try to figure out where we want to kind of go from there. One thing's about having, like, just this sheer amount of... oh! This sheer amount of visibility is that it kind of makes you expect to be able to see something and then be able to set that as a goal to work for. But we might not have as much luck with, like... okay, so that's fleeing. It is possible they know where I am well before I'm seeing them, so hopefully, as we just start trying to get to these perches and look around, we'll be able to at least spot them from afar and figure out how we want to deal with them. Oh! Okay, so I managed to actually catch a ptarmigan in flight there. And that might be the only movement I can see around us right now. That's pretty thick in the tree. Oh, actually, you can see the... oh! Oh, we are going to have a cloud actually pass over us. I wasn't sure if we actually have like that, but... it's just a wall of white coming our way. Okay, that is pretty cool. I'm curious what it's going to be like once we're... Oh, I can even see more ptarmigan. Yeah, maybe we'll set that as our focus, is try to get down to them there. It's like I'm not seeing any ibex walking around or roaming right now. They could be at other spots or that, but... Jeez, it reminds me of an avalanche, just how it's a sheer wall of white sucking in everything as it, like, comes closer. Maybe I won't go walking too quickly, just because we are so high up. Oh, actually looks like the... Not quite going to be in the cloud, because it's breaking up there, yeah. I guess maybe you won't exactly be hunting in, like, just a complete bank of cloud. But before I got distracted by that, I'm thinking because this slope is as tall as it is, there could be ibex that have kind of, like, been funneled to the bottom of it we can't see. So as I keep working down, I just kind of keep scaring them further along. If I go a bit slower and keep trying to mine the base ahead of us, we'll get lucky and spot some from a distance. Although they do have a bit of cover with the trees and that up here. So they're not 100% exposed and just easy to pick off. They kind of can be close to it, but you still need to mind how quick your movement, or how quick you're moving and just watching your surroundings, because, speaking of, I think that's another female there. Again, I don't think I'm quite close enough to actually have the spotting going off. Though I might be able to get the spotting with the rifle. We'll see. Oh, actually, that could be a male. The horns do look a bit bigger. Yeah, it is. Was that too high? Nope, that was another long shot. Okay, so we'll go get him. And even gives us a chance to look and see if anything's running off along that plateau, though it looks pretty calm. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there are any ibex that got scared out by that. I don't see any colors or that, or little dots moving along the cliff sides. So we'll just work our way down, collect him. We may be in luck to find ptarmigans on that plateau we're descending towards, but I'm not sure with the gunshot they might have all flown off. We'll just have to work our way down and see. I also do have to be careful, because we still are a bit high up. Like, yeah, this is sort of a sheer drop here, isn't it? Not... Oh, kind of. Let's just see if we can stick along the edge here. Although it is getting sort of steep, so you know what? I'm going to just try moving a bit slower, and hopefully that'll let us keep our footing as we try to figure out where that ibex slid down to. Let's see, should be, I think, around the base of the trees here. We do have a couple of these solid marks. That actually might be him there caught on the rock. Yeah, that is. Okay. Now, it's not very far to go down, so we should be fine, too. But again, I still just want to be careful. It is super easy to take a wrong step and then you go for a slide. And it's not quite like carnivores or other games where as long as you're in contact with the ground, it's not like fall damage. You can still die from sliding. Oh, I guess didn't quite penetrate through the shoulder blade, but still got another ibex for today. I can probably stand up with having taken the shot that I did. So let's just see about some of the tracks, and then maybe keep our ears open for the ptarmigans. I don't know if they are that vocal of a bird or not. Like, we do have some tracks from them, and I did spot them in the binoculars. Oh, is that female again? Do we just keep... Yeah, I think we just keep chasing her along, the poor thing. We're not really after her, it's just how it keeps lining up. Yeah, see, there are a lot of tracks from the birds. I just don't know if we'll get lucky and get close enough to scare a few out and take them or not. Oh, well, there's our tracking skill up. Level 2 for them now. Yeah, I'll just kind of keep going along here for a bit and see. There is quite a bit of dense, low stuff that they can easily be hiding around and in. I don't think they're going to be like the pheasants where they'll just try to squat down and remain unseen. But I also don't know the behavior that well, so maybe we'll get lucky with 1 or 2 stupid birds. Maybe we'll get the dumb ones as we're out here. The smart ones all ran away, but the stupid ones might just kind of hunker down. Oh, yeah. Supposedly, they might not be too far off from here. And there are some Ibex tracks here, too. Well, let's see if we can get a few ptarmigan, even if it's just 1 or 2. I think this was about the area we'd spotted them in the binoculars. Actually, yeah, the red dot's still left here from where I spotted them, so... I don't know if we'll get lucky and they'll still be around here or not. Thought I heard something like a flap of wings, but maybe not. Okay, we'll just... Yeah, we're basically right on top of where they were now. I haven't heard any calls, any flaps, or anything to kind of like, clue me in more to where they are. And we're basically right at the, just before the tree line. Okay, now this is saying back this way, not too long ago. I don't see any Ibex or anything from behind us where we were. What I'd really like is just a call to go out. A little bit of noise to clue me into the direction. And then with that, we could probably be right on top of them easily. Yeah, there are a lot of ptarmigan tracks all dotted around here. Oh. I think that might have been one that just went down along there. Actually, I'm wondering if these bird calls I'm hearing might be them. Oh. Okay, maybe 3. It looked like 2 might have gone down with one of those shots. We got this one for certain here, but I think some might be down the bottom of this hill too. Let's check this here. I think this is just a female though. Yeah, female. Okay. 34 is not too bad for just one bird. And if I do Z, okay, I think that's at least one more there. Might even be 2. Does look like it might be 2 circles almost like conjoined together with how close they are. So I was hoping for just 1 or 2. We managed to snag 3 with some dumb luck shots. Looks like they're all females though, because they all have this more brownish coloring to the feathers. I think the males might... Oh, maybe we do have a male, because that one's more gray. Let's see. Okay, this was another female. 42, pretty good. And if I can snag you... This was a male, scoring for only 24. Although that might actually be this mission objective. Yeah, fully gone. I think it was just basically get 3 airborne ptarmigans with a shotgun. So we got that done pretty well. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm closer to the trees or, like, the bird calls are actually, like, a way to let you know there are ptarmigan nearby. I think that's it. Because we weren't hearing any bird calls further up. But now we're starting to, so that's a clue to help you out. Okay, I'm just wasting shots right there, so I have to wait till I'm kind of closer in. No, it's still flapping, so didn't quite get that. Okay, maybe I'll hold off on the ptarmigans till we let things cool down, because otherwise, they just know to keep flying away and getting their distance from me. And all my shots are also just probably scaring off more ibex that could be around too. I'll see about getting up to a nice high point, look around, figure out where I want to go from here. I feel like the tree line and down there is going to be pretty hard to go for much of anything. So it might be smarter to stay up here a bit more. Maybe even work like a little C back and around. Like do something like this. So that way I'm coming down into the tree line area a bit more after I've been up in this part. Because the ptarmigan might not be too bad to go for in the trees, because again, you can actually hear them making little chirps and sounds, so it's easier to narrow down. But the ibex, I think, would be much more difficult hunting them with that. Yeah, just more ptarmigan tracks. Yeah, I've probably scared off a lot of ibex with all the shots I took, but if that does scare them to areas like the ridge there, that could let us have a good chance of seeing and spotting them from distance to take long shots. That's basically the entire name of the game for hunting ibex, is to be marksman with long range. Well, speaking of ibex, there's a track. I wonder, can I actually see anything way up there? Not really seeing anything. But you know what? I'm hearing more little bird calls, so... Now it's kind of gone more quiet. Yeah, see, it's gone completely quiet. So I do think the chirping that I've been hearing is from the ptarmigans in the area. And that can help clue you in their direction with, like, all the brush and rocks and that, which you'll find up in these reaches where they live. I think what I'll do is I'll just get to that point up ahead, and then we'll end this first half of the weekend there. I got a fair little bit done. It wasn't that much Ibex hunted, but still a nice little mix of getting them in, getting some distance covered, and a few GM coming in, too. Nope. I think there's... Yeah, I think that was it flying off right there. Yeah, we can end things for this first episode right here with a nice little view, and I'll keep working along that little pattern I think I kind of made for us, that backwards C. But thank you guys for joining me on this first episode of our Val-des-Bois Expeditions series weekend, or finale weekend. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave the comments right down below. And until I see you in the next video, hunters and survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.